this sense of purposefulness. You know, it's hope's best friend, isn't it? So it all goes hand in hand. So to get that sense of purpose, I think to have a list really of a daily plan, and you could have that on a calendar, or in a diary, on a whiteboard, or you know, in all sorts. It doesn't really matter, but to actually plan. It's about planning the day, and even to the point of, you know, putting in the roughly. I mean, people don't have to stick to it, but the idea is to have times of doing certain activities, and that actually can become quite full when you really think about all the different aspects to your day. So it could include meal times, which are great kind of markers of a day. Well, they are for me. But you could also include your favourite television programmes or radio shows and put those in and put the times in too. And of course, there would be appointments and perhaps, you know, if you're on your own and isolated, particularly, it could be good old Zoom meetings or something that you might pop in there too. But I would also put in some specific times to do particular hobbies and interests, you know, watering the plants, whatever it is. Get them all down there, because the purposefulness comes from checking off those things and know that you've done them. So it helps you to work your way through your day, I think, would be what the first thing I would say. And then the other thing is, it's very easy, I think, to literally become that couch potato or armchair potato and end up sticking in one place. And so to plan to do different activities around the home at different times can be useful. And ideally, I would suggest, if you're not able to get out very much for whatever reason, is to at least have one or two of those activities. Actually create a little station and have a table, and if you can, a table and chair next to a window, because then you've got that access to daylight, which is really important for physical health as well as mental health. Again, access to nature, which is kind of part of that. So not just daylight itself, but all the other aspects of nature too. But also, of course, if you've got to do different activities at different areas of the building or the room even, then you're going to be moving around. So physically, it's good for you. And then the final point I would say is, and I think this applies whether you're living at home alone or not really, is to think mind, body and spirit, and have something that stimulates all three of those areas, to make sure that your purposefulness is quite broad really, and not just, you know, you could just sit there and do Sudoku all day, but that wouldn't be, I mean, it'd be very stimulating and you'd get good at Sudoku, but it wouldn't be good overall for your for your cognitive abilities as well as your physical and your mental health. So try to have something, you know, that stimulates the mind, but get clever with that too, and not just the sort of the numbers games like Sudoku, but think of other cognitively stimulating activities that you could be doing too, like jigsaws, for example. It's a good one. Something for the body, so some movement, so tap into any YouTube channels that get you moving and grooving a little bit. And then of course the spirit, something, and that's going to be very different for different people. You know, what actually is good spiritually for one person isn't for another. For some people it might be religious activities, others it might be nature, sounds of nature, could be music, it could be all sorts of things. So it's what's right for the person, but mind, body and spirit every day, I would say, make sure there's something for those.